Hello, families. Hello, my sweet littles. How are you doing today? Are you doing well? I hope that you are. I just saw Miss Julie and Miss Parisa. They were walking safe distance apart from each other, and they walked right by my house, and they texted me and said, "Come out on your porch." And I got to wave and talk to them for a little bit, so that was really nice. I really enjoy being able to see people that I love. And I also received a wonderful bag, 2 bags of lovely fruits and vegetables and milk from Joshua's grandfather. So Sam, thank you so much for the beautiful offerings. I love the avocados. Those are making me very happy, so thank you. Are you receiving things at your home from some of your friends lately? Has anybody dropped anything off on the porch to say I love you? If you have, make sure you either draw a picture for them or write a card or call them to say thank you and I love you. And maybe you can think of something that you would like to drop off at one of your friends' houses. So maybe you want to draw a picture and you can go and deliver it and put it in their mailbox or leave it on their porch for them. That might be a kind thing to do. I have a beautiful book to read to you today. And it was given to Joshua as a birthday gift, and it has become one of our most treasured books. And the message and the story in this book is absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait to share it with you. But before I do, I'd like to share with you some of the things that I absolutely treasure and love, and I keep near me all the time. You know that I have favorite things, and one of them happens to be this statue. And this statue looks like a face. You can see it's a face, but there's not a face in the back. It's not three-dimensional, but it does have some 3 dimensions coming out for the nose and the mouth. But then it's like he's holding his hand, or she, and inside that hand is a candle. And I keep this by my bed and I light it whenever I want to meditate. And I thought perhaps we can take our candle and we can put it right on his hand, and it could look like he was blowing out the candle. So we'll do that today. Or we can just light this candle. I'm not sure which one we'll do, but maybe we'll light both of them. We'll see. When I have this on my bedside table, and usually I don't have the candle lit, I have this beautiful little dish that sits right here. And that's where I put my earrings if I'm wearing any, or a ring if I want to take it off. And this is special to me because this was given to me by my sister. And in the inside it has a heart and it says the word sister. And so I love my sister very much. She lives down in Santa Barbara, but she is coming close to my birthday in July. She's coming July 15th. So that she can do her internship for her doctorate. And I'm very proud of her, and I cannot wait to see her, and she'll be here a whole year. I haven't had my sister living in the same town as me for almost 20 years, so it's a big deal for me. So I keep her next to my bed so that I can think of her often, and that's why I have this little dish next to me and on something that I absolutely love at all times. And this statue was given to me by my mom and dad, so that's remembering them. And then I have my sister to remember. And then also inside, mostly this is what I keep inside and what I've kept inside ever since Joshua made it for me. He made me an origami butterfly. And I love this butterfly. He made it a long time ago, just out of a simple piece of paper. And I think he's made some for some of our friends at school too. And so what I do is I have my mom and dad, their gift to me, then my sisters, and then right inside I put the butterfly. And that's how it sits on my bedside table all the time. So this is how I remember the people that I love. Are there things that you keep near your bed to remember the people that you love? I hope you do. And if you don't right now, you could always find those things right now or in the days to come and think about it and treasure those things and then put them someplace where you want to see it when you go to bed at night. Well, I think it's time to light our candle and to put on our yummy scents. So here we go. I'm going to put on some lavender. Let's take some deep breaths today. I know some of you may have been doing some yoga, and I hope that you have. But let's do some breathing. Inhale, 5 seconds. Ready? Exhale. One more inhale, 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was beautiful. And now we're ready to light our candle. Now our candle is going to be resting, hopefully, on our little statue. Maybe we'll make it work. I'll take the little things off of the top of it. Oopsies. It's having a hard time lighting right now. Sometimes what you need to do is it gets a little melty and you just brush away some of the wax that's around the wick, which is that little cotton part that's on the inside that sticks out from the candle. And sometimes that will help to make it work. Let's see if we can try again. Oh, it worked. Can you see the light? It's lit. And do you see the smoke? It's pretty how they're wispy and they're floating on the air. So hopefully you'll be able to see this. We'll put it right here. Can you see it? I think that works. We'll keep them here. Okay. Up. And this is by LaMarche. And his beautiful artwork is stunning. I hope that you go and purchase this book because the drawings are incredible. And then on the first page, you can see that they are by the ocean, which is one of my favorite places. Up. And it looks like there's a little boy on the steps. And there's his mom in a house, waving goodbye. And there's another little boy, slightly bigger, with what might be their dad in a boat. Hey, Mouse! Have fun making cookies with Mommy today, Michael yelled over the screeching gulls. Dad and I will take care of the fishing. Cut it out, Michael, said Dad. You'll get your turn, Mouse, he called back to Daniel, when you're bigger. Then the Tony Marie turned toward the sea. I'm big enough now, Daniel grumbled from the pier steps. Other boys his age were already working on their dad's boats, helping with the nets, unloading the catch. He kicked a stone down the steps. Come on, Danny, said his mom. Help me get started with the chowder. So here's his brother taunting him from the boat. And then here's Daniel with his mom, and he's feeling sad. He wants to go be like the big kids on the boat. He's wearing rain boots. I love rain boots. I'm tired of being little, said Daniel. Someday I'll be stronger than Michael and he won't tease me anymore. Probably, said his mom. In the meantime, come help me peel these potatoes. There was chowder for lunch with handfuls of little oyster crackers. Daniel dropped some into his bowl. Mouse. They'd been calling him that since he was born. He hadn't used to mind it, even liked it once, but now he hated it. He poked at some crackers on the table. Someday I'll be so strong, he mumbled. I'll show Michael. And then it happened. Something so strange. Daniel wasn't sure he could believe his eyes. One little cracker trembled for a second, then lifted up off the table. Not much, not even an inch. Then, just as suddenly, it dropped right back down. Daniel blinked. Had that really happened? How? Had he done it? At the sink, Mom hadn't noticed a thing. And there is the cracker lifting up off the table. And he's amazed. All afternoon and the next day, Daniel tried to make something, anything, move. He tried the oyster crackers again. Nothing. He tried buttons. He tried pins. He tried tiny feathers from a sofa pillow. For 3 days, he'd been trying, but he hadn't been able to make it happen again. Nothing budged. Maybe he just imagined the oyster cracker had lifted. Maybe it hadn't happened. That night in the bathtub, he felt worn out. Had the cracker lifted or hadn't it? Was he going crazy or what? Daniel picked up his old toy boat. He held it in the palm of his hand. Closed his eyes and imagined it was rising, rising, rising. Suddenly, Daniel couldn't feel the boat in his hand. His eyes snapped open. The boat was floating in the air, not by much, hardly an inch, but it was floating. Michael banged on the door. "Hurry up, Mouse," he yelled, and the little boat fell back down. After that, whenever he was alone, Daniel practiced. He started by lifting little things, buttons and small seashells and pencil stubs. Then he tried forks and spoons, a hairbrush, and an old tin can behind the house. Every day, like a weightlifter, he got a little bit stronger. But though he could lift heavier things, he could never lift them high, nor could he move them left or right, never back and forth, just up. And that, not much. One morning, Daniel folded a paper airplane and gently thought it up. "Go, fly," he pleaded, but it didn't move. It just hung there, suspended in the air, until he stopped concentrating and it fell back down. He's getting stronger. Look, he's lifting heavier things. And here he is trying to fly the airplane. One afternoon, Dad and Michael were unloading the catch off the boat. "I can help, Dad," said Daniel, knowing he could. "I'm getting stronger," he added, knowing he was. "You'll just spill the fish and make a mess of it," said Michael. "Go on home, Squeaky Mouse." Dad shook his head. "Thanks, Mouse," he said, "but we're almost done here. Why don't you go clean your room? Make your mom happy." Mouse, Mouse, Mouse. It was bad enough when Michael called him Mouse. Did Dad still have to do it too? Well, at least sweeping under his desk was easy now. He just lifted it up an inch or two, and he never spilled even a drop of fish water when he dusted. "Nice job," said Mom. "You got the dust bunnies under your bed." Here's where Michael was teasing Daniel about not being able to help on the boat. And here is when he's cleaning. Don't you think that would be fabulous? I wish I could lift things like that. Maybe I can. Maybe you can. You never know. One Sunday afternoon, Dad stretched out on the sofa with the paper and was soon snoring. Daniel tiptoed in and hid behind the sofa. Just for a warm-up, he lifted Dad's coffee cup and saucer. The spoon slipped off the saucer and clattered to the floor. Dad snorted, but was soon snoring again. Daniel stared intently at his father. Gently, he began to lift him up. Just then, the kitchen door slammed, and Mom and Michael came in. Daniel jumped Dad plopped back down on the sofa. What? What? He sputtered. Mouse, is that you? Daniel held his breath and didn't move. Finally, Dad put his head back down and went back to sleep. When Mom and Michael came in, Daniel was laying on the floor reading the comics. Shh, Dad's sleeping, he whispered. There he is, hiding behind the couch. And look, his dad is lifted. As the days passed, Daniel's ability got stronger and stronger. He could lift bigger and bigger things, but it was always the same. Never left or right, never back and forth, just up. And that, not much. What was the use of this, he wondered. Then one evening, when he was coming in for dinner, Mom asked, "Did you see Dad and Michael at the dock?" Daniel hadn't. "Maybe we'd better go see what's taking them so long," she said. So here he is lifting up a boat. And there you see them going out to check on their dad and Michael. The Tony Marie was tied up to the dock, but Michael and Dad weren't around. Daniel and his mother started walking along the cliffs. They heard the shouts before they got to the cove. "Look, Daniel," cried Mom, "that poor whale has beached itself." "Will it die?" Daniel asked. "If it can't get back into the deep water?" "Yes," said Mom. Dad, Michael, and the other fishermen were pulling and pushing with all their strength, but the whale wasn't moving. "Come on, Mom," Daniel shouted. "We've got to help." So there they are at the top of the cliff, and down below you can see there are some men all crowded around the poor whale who's beached itself. The men looked worried. "We've been here for an hour," said Dad, "and we haven't been able to budge this poor whale even an inch." "I think I can help," said Daniel softly. Michael laughed out loud. A few of the men smiled, but Daniel's father didn't laugh. He looked at Daniel strangely, as if he were studying him. "I think Mouse is a lot stronger than he looks, Michael," he said. "Let's all try it one more time." The men returned to their places around the whale. His mother took off her shoes and socks and joined them. Daniel moved to the whale's side. He placed his hands on the smooth skin. He looked into the whale's eyes, and then he shut his eyes and concentrated. So you see there, his dad is looking at him differently, and they're all standing around the whale. Daniel heard the water lapping softly against his legs. He heard the gulls screeching overhead and the seals sniffing further out in the water. He thought he heard the whale sigh. He felt the whale's cool skin on his fingers, and they tingled. His heart pounded. He seemed to feel the whale's blood in his own veins, and then he felt calm. Slowly, so slowly, no one even noticed it, the whale lifted up. Not much, but with everyone pushing, not much was enough. The whale edged slowly back, deeper and deeper into the water, further and further, until finally it was deep enough to swim. Then, with a couple of strokes of its huge tail, the whale turned around and swam away, free. Everyone splashed one another and danced on the beach and cheered. No one knew how they had ever been able to do it, but wasn't it wonderful that they had? They marveled. Laughing and clapping one another on the back, they all went home to supper. But Daniel and Michael and their parents stood there a while longer. Finally, Daniel's father spoke. "We'd better get going," he said. "We could use some supper too." And you need to get to bed early tonight, Daniel, he smiled. The Tony Marie leaves at dawn. So his father was telling him that now he knew he was strong enough, and that he could come and help them on the boat. And that is the end. Bum, bum. So Daniel became stronger. He believed in himself, and he knew that he could accomplish this goal of helping with the whale. And all together, everyone on that beach was able to come together as a community to help and save that beautiful creature. And right now, everyone is home and staying safely away and at a distance from their friends and loved ones, so that we can all come together as a community and protect each other and make sure that we'll all be able to swim in the ocean again one day, just like the whale. So, from my heart to yours, I love you very much, every single one of you, and I miss you, and I hope that you enjoyed this beautiful book. Take care, wash your hands, do some yoga, meditate, and eat yummy food. I love you.